have had some recent talks
Yes,
from
you have.
a socialist. Now I'm an anarchist. You're you are a communist.
Yes.
But we tend to agree on the notion that electoral politics ain't generally the tactic of choice, as it were.
It is a tactic. It is not the revolution by any means.
But you've had some interesting thoughts on it recently.
Oh, I don't know how interesting or original they are.
I found them interesting.
I've certainly had some thoughts on them. But how about I could share some thoughts from about 98 years ago, maybe 99. I'm gonna share some thoughts about political parties from back in the day, and then from some random person on Facebook this evening about 2 hours ago, and we can what's that word? Juxtaposition. You had me on hold for a long time. I've been drinking this wine. And I'm specifically thinking about the liberals and the Democratic Party, okay? So I like this. Y'all try this one out. A political party's attitude towards its own mistakes is one of the most important and surest ways of judging how earnest the party is and how it fulfills in practice its obligations towards its class and the working people. Frankly, acknowledging a mistake, ascertaining the reasons for it, analyzing the conditions that have led up to it, and thrashing out the means of its rectification, that is the hallmark of a serious party. That is how it should perform its duties and how it should educate and train its class and then the masses. I can't find anything about the Democratic Party that fits this description of what a serious party is and does in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know. I'll just start with that. Are you feeling that at all?
Oh, so feeling it. So in a big way feeling it, because it's, look, it doesn't take a shit on anybody. It doesn't say, look at this person doing it wrong. It says, what is the right way to do it? Well,
what's a serious party all about?
By best assessment, it seems like these things would be ultimately the evidence of a party that's serious about meeting the needs of the people, the workers, of us all, right?
Right.
Because, look, Bear, you and I, we talk a lot on late nights.
Yeah, we do.
And
you're my favorite friend to call and video chat with when I have a spare bottle of wine and an extra hour and a half.
And I love these chats because we really, you think I'm going to be a communist someday. I think you're going to come back to anarchism someday, and hence it is.
I have the revolutionary optimism that says you will transition from your kind of liberalism there and fully embrace Marxist-Leninism. Just saying.
I'm just saying we both ultimately want a stateless society, do we not? Is that not what we both want?
Of course.
Right. But
if Pinko the Bear can do it, you can do it, Aaron. Right. If I can go from being a Reagan Republican, right?
Yep.
To a Nader guy, to a Perot guy, to a Nader guy, to a didn't vote guy, to a Jill Stein guy. Yeah. Sure. I mean, you can make that leap too. It's okay. And guess what? You don't have to.
No, I don't.
And one day, this bourgeois voting thing will be a thing of the past. It won't work like this. We won't have two war parties, or two parties that are both capitalist, pro-war. Let me read. Let me share this. This is just random person on the Facebook I found, and that now, it kind of ties in with the. By the way, that quote was from none other than. Okay, where's my camera?
There it is. Right there. Right there.
Not from lemonade, but that's just a drink.
So his beard wasn't. So it wasn't
from
from someone with a full-on bushy beard. It was really more someone with a trimmed.
Yeah.
I assumed when I first heard that quote, the person who said its beard was like,
one of those
booming out like this, and right.
Right. One of those edgy teenagers, the bread book guy, or one of those other guys.
Right.
So you hear Democrats, liberals. You hear people kind of vote shaming. Jill Stein cost us the election, and you have to vote for a Democrat or you're like the worst person ever, right? But I just imagine, if you will, telling somebody who grew up poor in a Democrat-controlled state, whose family was directly victimized by Bill Clinton's welfare and criminal justice reforms, whose family members have had to flee their homeland due to cartel violence caused by the bipartisan drug war. Imagine telling somebody who has less than $100 in his bank account that somehow, they're responsible for your oppression because they didn't vote for the fucking Democrat, right? So I'm going to skip down because really, really down here is where it kills me. It kills me. But I have to find the right spot because it's rather long. So this bullshit about the Democrats losing over and over, this is what you have to ask yourself. Instead of blaming the poor, people have absolutely no institutional power whatsoever. The thing you have to ask yourself is, why is it that the Democratic Party, which is one of the most powerful political institutions to have ever existed on this entire planet ever, with billions of dollars at its disposal, an army of hundreds of thousands of volunteers and activists spanning the entire country. They got hundreds, if not thousands, I should say, of elected officials in office at every branch of government and at every level in every state, and a vast publicity campaign vast publicity campaigns that reach across every available source of media. Why is it that that fucking Democratic Party has been completely unable to defend even the most basic of your rights and your civil liberties, huh? Why is it? You should ask yourself that fucking question, because any attempt to sincerely answer that question is going to lead you to some really unflattering conclusions about your chosen political vehicle. And for the first time in your life, you might actually understand why nearly 70% of the American public wants absolutely nothing, nothing to do with them, despite their near complete monopolization of the political space to the left of the Republicans. Or, you can keep badgering the poor people who've been failed by the system to vote for a racist, imperialist, pro-cop, pro-war, pro-austerity, anti-worker, neoliberal political party. And then, blame the poor for your problems when they don't fucking vote for a Democrat. So that's kind of what I have to say about the elections.
Fucking.
Yeah. You could listen to Lenin, and he says it very politely. This is how a political party that's serious deals with shit, and this is how they act. And then we can listen to the Democrats and watch them make excuses for Hillary Clinton. Watch them make excuses. There should be a wave of blue that is 100% assured. You shouldn't even be able to bet on red on the bad kind of red, the Republican red in Vegas. If the Democrats were anything, if they were anything but the warmongering neoliberal pieces of shit that they are, if they were anything but if they were for the people, man, they could have beat Trump in the first place, and they had 2 years to get their shit together.
Yep.
And what do? Russia. And then that shit went on for 2 years, and then all of a sudden, Russia's off the table. Not a fucking peep. Anybody talking about Russia? No. But it's the most important vote of your lifetime, so you better get out there. I think I'll end my rant.
No, well, look, man, it's about fucking perspective, man. We're not shitting on people for wanting from their own perspective. Aber, you were keen to point out that you were a Republican starting out. We're not.
1980.
We ain't trying to lay shame on nobody.
Exactly.
And we ain't trying to shit on anyone who is terrified by what's going on in Washington, who doesn't know any better than to fucking, holy shit, get out the vote. I give it up for those folks, man, because like you'll see, Aber, in my most recent video, Anarchism and Electoral Politics on our channel, I found a fucking really great kid who was registering people to vote, who I encouraged to continue to do so. And but I said to him, the reason I think that this is so fantastic what you're doing is because you're out here talking to people and you're engaging. And I said, eventually you'll start to read more Marx. And he said, hey, I basically... He said, I consider myself a socialist. I said, well, we have a DSA right here in Reno. Would you like to meet one of their people and maybe sign up and go to a meeting? He said, fucking sure. And so that's how you engage. And that's why I like the Ocasio-Cortez and the Bernies, because I believe wholeheartedly that's why that kid said, I kind of consider myself a socialist. I mean, I'm going to imagine he's in college. He's probably read some Marx, and he's not... I'm trying to give the kid some credit, my friend, okay?
I bet he read a quote or two online, but that's okay.
But liked what he saw. But liked what he saw enough to say, hey, I think I might be that.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what these progressives are doing for us. Now...
So just to be clear,
Ted Cruz won today. Let's get real on some shit, and then I'm gonna let you talk, Bear. Ted Cruz won today. Okay, Bolsonaro is in charge of Brazil. My understanding is Hungary is in a fucking shit poor position at this moment with fascism.
Man.
I mean,
I just went to a Hungarian opera that just proved to me how fucking... Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to go there, but go ahead.
So these things are important. And I didn't expect at all, and I know you didn't, and I don't think any of the 7,325... The 13 people that are watching
in the last 2 weeks
had any delusions about this being the answer. But it is so important, I think, that we watch this and we pay attention to what the outcomes are. We have some people that we like have won, some people we like have lost. But for those people that we like that have won, man, we got to stay up in their shit. It's not like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked you won, Alexandria. Go fix the world. It's...
So... Listen, people can vote any way they want to vote, right? People can spend their free time doing anything they want to do. People can, I'm all for freedom, and which includes freedom to fuck up, and freedom to not understand, how power works and how voting doesn't work and how revolutions do work. And how to recognize when they're getting close. There's just So, if people, I voted today. All right. There were 3 ballot initiatives that I wanted to vote on. I voted for Howard Hawkins and whoever. I voted for 3 Greens, none of which will win or even get 3%. But I live in Harlem. I bet there weren't 12 Republican votes in the whole district. I mean, it's where I live, right? So, I kind of have that luxury, and so I fully understand somebody who is oppressed, has a special oppressions or multiple oppressions, who is seriously feeling the heat from this fascistic president and the rise, really, of what I used to call the T-shirts. We had the black shirts and the brown shirts, and when the tea baggers started coming around, when I was doing the Pinko the Bear show, I said, yeah, we're going to have the T-shirts one day, right? We're going to have, and basically it turned out to be the alt-right, the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and the Border Militia and the Minutemen and all these different groups. But so if somebody is going to vote for a Democrat because they think that it'll be marginally good for them, that it'll slow down the bullet, that it'll safeguard something. If they want to do that, I'm not gonna poo-poo on it. And if I would, what I object to is, and I guess I shouldn't even object to it. It's just what it is. That there are still millions and millions and millions of liberals, Democrats, who literally think that voting blue is the way forward for humanity, for this country, for themselves. And that is such a delusional position. Unless, of course, you're a limousine liberal and you have, millions of dollars, right? Then yeah, vote blue. Hold it together a little bit longer. More prisons, more wars, more profits for Wall Street, and you're heavily invested. Okay, so if you're in the 1% or the 5%, okay, and you don't have a heart, or you can numb yourself out on drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever, then go ahead, man, vote blue. Hold on to your shit a little longer. But society's coming apart at the seams, not only in the United States, but all around the world, in the global south, all over Europe. It's coming apart. The center is falling apart because the center that no longer serves the people in such a way that they have any recognition of what it is. You see the center falling apart. Fell apart in Greece a few years ago, in Spain, just everywhere other than the powerhouses of capitalism, imperialism. The center is falling apart. And Trump is a good example of how the center is falling apart here. Nobody in their right mind wanted Hillary Clinton. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Nobody in their right mind wanted Trump. But this is you vote for you root for the Cowboys and I root for the Redskins, and it's my team, your team, and it's nonsense, and it's not going to get us any closer. The only thing that's going to get us save humanity is socialism. And how we get there is going to be different depending on what the circumstances of what country you're in, what geographical area, location. It'll happen here in the United States last if the United States is still standing, if it doesn't cause a third world war, nuclear that ends the whole entire species. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. But it's just,
listen. Listen, Aber. I so appreciate everything you just said. Hold on 1 second. For some reason, every time somebody fucking cusses, even though it's Russia, if you're listening, who has been commenting all night and sticking with us, I keep having to approve their comments.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be doing that. You should have somebody off camera doing that.
Well, we're janky as fuck. Did you know that this is called the worst election coverage live? Were you aware of that?
You had JM on. You had Carrico on.
Yes, we did.
They're great. You had me on. I'm okay. And you probably had some other people. Oh, you had Bobby O on.
Yep.
Bobby's great.
Yep.
You probably are going to have or did have SoCal Shannon on.
She's coming out. She's so pissed at me right now. She's like ready to get on the fucking show.
Oh, and I won't shut up.
No. It's not about that. So look, I wanted to say, you know, I put the left and the right dividing line down this one. Capitalist, not capitalist. Okay? To me, if you're not
capitalist or reactionary.
Yeah, if you're not capitalist, you left. If you good capitalist, you're right. Now look, there's centrists. And now
they're capitalists though.
So I said that stuff. Now, let's talk a little bit, totally unrelated, about the sort of political atmosphere in Germany in the 30s. There were a hell of a lot of virulent anti-capitalists, real socialists in Germany. And then there were people who were who were really, really all about capitalism. But they were arguing about, do we want unfettered free market capitalism? Do we want monitored capitalism? And then you had centrists. In Germany, they were called the Democratic Socialists or the Social Democrats. They were your liberals.
Yeah, they're liberals.
Okay. Hitler killed all those people, bro. Well, maybe not all of them. Maybe not all of them. But my point being that he still came to power, and for much of their, hey, we got to find the middle road tactics, it didn't play. And
why do you think fascism? Why do you think fascism arises? Why does it rear its ugly head? What causes fascism?
I think
people born fascists?
No. Oh, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. There is no genetic predisposition to fascism. Right. It's a learned.
What causes it?
Well, I would say two things: incredible ignorance, and capitalism failing, and a lot of people waking up to its failings. Whether they fully understand the nuances of why it's failing or not, they're like, shit ain't going good, and my job is not secure, my children's futures are not secure, I've tried voting for this fucking Democrat guy, and I voted for this Republican guy, and I'm still fucking suffering and don't have insurance. And if I do have insurance, it's killing me to pay for it. And I see all these things as failures of capitalism. And in those moments, let me just say this one thing. And in those moments, the most wealthiest and the most successful of the capitalists go, shit, people might get real pissed here in a minute. We better start putting in some really serious, hardcore fucking measures to make sure that they don't. Let's step up the propaganda. Let's convince them that everything that will destroy them is Jesus and they'll love it. And let's seriously get them hating someone that can't defend themselves, like, I don't know, Jews or, oppressed and brutalized and traumatized women and children from Honduras who don't have the mechanisms or the power with which to defend themselves against an onslaught of mainstream, seriously wealth-backed fucking propaganda about why they're the reason you can't afford your goddamn insurance, man. That's fascism.
Yeah, what you were describing is the others, right? Like the otherization.
Yeah.
The Jews, but it also very much describes why I am rooting for the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones. I think they've been we've been propagandized to believe the White Walkers are the bad guys in the Game of Thrones. And clearly I've been watching this for 7 seasons, and everybody in Game of Thrones sucks. All the kings, all the lords, all the ladies, all the players, except for maybe the wildlings, but they were on the other side of the wall. So I'm just saying, you're probably right about that, the othering. But yeah, so I think I sent you, maybe I did not send you. Did I send you a graphic of a barrel, a cartoon? It was old, it was made in the 30s or the early 40s. It was a barrel that was breaking, it was busting at its seams. And then there was a big man standing over the barrel, and he had this iron ring, like a steel ring, and he was placing the steel ring over the barrel so the barrel would not burst at its seams, like a wine barrel kind of thing. And the barrel is capitalism playing out as it's designed, not a failure of capitalism, but playing out as an internal function the way capitalism does, right? Sucks all the money up to the top, the rich get richer, the poor get poor, eventually there's a revolution, blah, blah, blah. And fascism is the steel ring or the steel band that tries to hold capitalism together. And it only comes out when capitalism is in serious crisis. And that's not all the time. It's, maybe every 60 years, 80 years, whatever, I don't know. You do the math on when fascism really rises and when it doesn't. But that's this rise in fascism and fascistic behavior. I mean, this is just the beginning. This is a feature of capitalism, not a failure of capitalism. And when the liberals and the Democrats, the voters, the rank and file, when they get that, they will stop supporting the Democrats.
Right.
When the Republicans or the Ron Paul type libertarians, when they get that, they'll stop supporting the conservatives and the GOP and the right wingers, right? Socialism is the only humane system, and capitalism is built on exploitation. And we're just, here in this country, we've grown up on so much propaganda. It's really tough to shake it if you're of a certain age. Now, if you're young and you didn't grow up with the Cold War, and say you're 27 years old, and since you were 10 years old, we've been, at war in a bunch of different wars. I mean, you're not scared of socialism.
Right.
You're not scared of communism. You'll take a look at Das Kapital. You'll take a look at videos explaining or memes explaining or shows like this that talk about things like this. So I don't know. It's the conditions that we live under cause the worldviews that spring forth. It's dialectical materialism. And we're seeing the clampdown, right? Yeah. The Clash saw the clampdown, right? You know that song. I think when I had you when I interviewed you on my show, we played the clampdown for you.
Yes, we did. And the clampdown was actually the opening song for like the first almost year of Punks for Progress, when we were just an audio podcast throwing up a picture of Bernie looking like a punk rocker and running our mouths trying to figure out what the fuck we were doing and what we were going to talk about. We started every show with the clampdown.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine was Yell Fire by Michael Franti and Spirit.
But I also played one of the songs I selected when I first went on the Pinko the Bear show was Big A Little A by Crass.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I've heard it exactly twice. Once when I downloaded it and once when I played it. Or maybe once when I listened to the replay.
Yeah. Fantastic fucking song. Big A, Little A, bouncing B. System might got you, but it don't got me. What the good for? Turn to control, you got... anyway. You know what, A-Bear? I have fucking adored chatting with you. I want you to get the fuck off my show right now, though.
Can I plug one thing?
Yes, you can. Yes, actually, I'm so sorry, because we do need to talk about something before you go, which is the amazing piece of video fucking report back that you are putting together right now for Punks for Progress.
Yeah, so I have reluctantly agreed to show up on your piece of shit podcast. I was involved in a little something. I don't know if you can read this.
Yes, we can.
I like it dark. I like it dark and red in here.
No, perfect. You can see it.
Can you read that? What's that say?
Get it in front of your face, to your right a little bit. Right there, stop. Perfect.
So if you can't read, it says International Tribunal on U.S. Colonial Crimes in Puerto Rico. And this is the, what is today? Today is Tuesday. This is the headline from the paper a few days ago from Workers' World. Guilty. That's pretty big, right? Jury condemns U.S. colonial crimes in Puerto Rico. And I'm doing a segment for Punks for Progress. I think it'll be Pinko for Progress or something like that. And it's going to be maybe 20, 25 minutes long. It's going to have some music. It's going to have a lot of slides. It's going to have some explanation, some background on what the fuck is going on with Puerto Rico and what has been going on in terms of U.S. colonial crimes. A little bit of background on the jurors and the players. And then my role in logistics and sound and going to the planning meetings and outreach and such, and with some photo essay stuff. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's something people should definitely check out. And this will be the short version. And if you really want to know what's going on, PuertoRicoTribunal.org to get the full scope. That's the website. But I'll do a little P for P, baby.
Excellent. I'm sorry to be distracted there at the end. Look, I've seen the rough cut of this video. It is really fucking important. When it posts, I just really suggest. Look, it's fun. You'll laugh. It has good sound effects. I mean, it's cool. A cool, fun thing to watch. But the information that's provided and holy shit. But look, the bottom line is, fuck yeah, what's up to Emma Progress?
On both sides.
Oh, black and red Emma Progress. Yeah. But
power in the iPad.
Look, the video of the woman's speech explaining the verdict and the reason for the verdict and the reason for the tribunal is so fucking righteously powerful, man. So watch for this video. It's going to be amazing. Hey, Bear, man, much love to you, comrade. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, Bear, he's a member of the Workers' World Party. He busts his ass on the East Coast. He's a fucking communist. I'm an anarchist. We work together. Fascism is on the rise, man. That's right. Thank you, A-Bear.
Judging how it should. Nothing else affects if you don't recognize the cause. If the program's not the one you want, get up, turn off the set. It's only you that can decide what life you're going to get. If you don't like religion, you can be the antichrist. If you're tired of politics, you could be an anarchist. But no one ever tried to